In today's video, I'm going to dive into organizational change management, the 3 pillars that kind of make up the capability for change readiness. First of all, what is organizational change management? It is a capability that sits with all the other organizational capabilities across the whole employee and leadership team. And it makes sure that the organization has all the right skills, the right abilities, but also systems and processes in place that allow an organization to transition and progress and evolve smoothly. And organizational change management is very dependent on the change readiness of the organization and the people within. What I say is that there's 3 different pillars that make up organizational change readiness, and those are leadership, project management, and change management. You might have wondered if your organization is change ready and how you can support your people and your teams through transitions smoother, so it's less frustrating and you have less of the risks on people that Safe Work Australia is talking about when it comes to poor change management. We really want to avoid that transition, evolving and transforming your organization becomes something that burns out people, makes them sick and makes them leave. Because we have a tight labor market anyways, and we want to make sure that the investment we've done into people, into our processes and the way how we operate can give us the long-term benefits. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about what happens if you identify that change management capabilities are so immature or low in your organization that it means that your organization cannot be ready for change or adapt well to any evolving business practices. I've talked in 2 other videos about what happens if your leadership capabilities or change leadership capabilities are not up to scratch, and that impacts your change readiness. And I've talked in another video about what happens when your project management capabilities are too low in order to support change readiness. So let's look at what change management means and how you can support the capabilities across the board, not just within one person, one change manager or one little team that's taking the change on board, but across the board. How can we make our people change leaders, change champions, because they understand what change management is. Change management is very similar to project management, a structured process or capability or profession that looks after helping people transition and adapt and adopt new practices. So what we use as different capabilities is very similar to leadership capabilities, project management capabilities, but there needs to be that added understanding of what happens when people have to change their behaviors, and if bigger groups have to change their behaviors, how can we manage that across the barrier points that make people resist, because most of us fear change that's been put upon us for the uncertainty and the questions that come with it. An easy tool that I like to use is, once I've identified that change management is my gap, I just draw a spider graph and I draw the very important capabilities that make up, or skills that make up, change management underneath. So things that you want to look at is resistance management capabilities, especially with line leaders. It is important that they are able to help their people manage resistance well. You also want to have effective communication and coaching or mentoring skills in your leadership teams, in your change champions, so that they can help others through change and themselves. We do need to have a very high level of self-awareness when it comes to managing and leading others through change, because we have to go through the change ourselves in order to role model that to other people as well. One of the quick wins that you could use in order to improve on your change management capabilities, if that is a weakness within your organization, is you could run regular Q&A sessions for your project or for your transformation that allows people to bring their concerns and their questions forward. So you're opening up for a 2-way communication between the project team and the employees, and helping each other do that transition smoother with a lot more awareness as to what are the niggly bits in our transformation as well. Another thing that I like is giving my communication a little bit of a critical view. So you want to make sure that any communication, formal communication that's sent out from your project or from your leadership team is really jargon-free and tailored to the audience that's going to receive that message. So it shouldn't, for example, talk too much like management speak if you're trying to send this to the front line, or it shouldn't talk too much like office kind of environment if you're sending this on site. So it is really important that it's jargon-free, barrier-free, and it's talking with the preferred style that the audience is receiving that message. And last but not least, I believe strongly that change champions are your secret weapon when it comes to transformation and change readiness. So make sure you don't build change champions specific for each project in each pocket of your organization, but rather have a really big pool of people that are in all kinds of different organizations that can work cross-functional together in driving forward change. So these people have a bigger understanding of what happens when people get aware of change and need to embrace and learn new ways. The gap between knowing what to do but being able to actually do that, and they have the patience and the, I guess, people skills as well to guide other people to go through the learning curve or the learning pit that is happening when we have to do new habits. And these people are embedded in your organization, so it means that even if your project teams or change managers will leave the organizations to start new projects down the track, you have these change champions that can be transferred and reused across different programs and projects as well. I hope you liked this video and it helped you to kind of tackle the change management challenge to get change ready for your organization. Like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.